Hey everybody, it's Dr. Will Cole. We're live here in our Functional Medicine Health Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where we see patients around the world via webcam and phone consultations, and for patients locally in Pittsburgh. For today is one of our non-patient research days and case management days, so that's why I'm in this hoodie, guys. I don't normally wear this seeing patients, but we're here live, and today we're going to talk about detoxing your life, making your life a detox, and practical tools to implement into your life so that you can live a cleansed, detoxed life. And I think this time of the year, people are maybe more cognizant and more conscious of the fact that, well, I went through the holidays, I don't feel as well as I did before the holidays, I want this new year to be fresh and new and kind of get a good seed start to the new year so it can come to positive fruition for everybody. So I think it's a good topic to talk about today. And I did an Instagram post recently that said, set intentions, not resolutions. And I think that's a good way to kind of look at this. This is not about a New Year's resolution. This is about setting intentions and being intentional with your new year, and not saying, well, I'm going to do that, or going to the gym for the first couple weeks of the year. Just stop that. Make your life a cleanse, make your life a detox, and set the intention to do that now. I think it's good to start to kind of compare and contrast what functional medicine is. Thanks so much, Stephanie. Appreciate that. The purpose of what functional medicine is. Let's start there. So the main differences between functional medicine and mainstream medicine, for those of you joining us on Facebook Live for the first time, the top main difference is that we interpret labs using a thinner reference range. So you know your labs that you get from your PCP or endocrinologist or rheumatologist or gastroenterologist or any other specialist. We get those reference ranges on the lab from a statistical bell curve average of the population of that specific lab. So if you go to another lab, you'll see that reference range will vary from lab to lab. Who are people that typically go to labs? They're people that are sick. They're people that aren't well. They're on medications. There's a lot of us that go to the lab to say, hey, let's run labs. I don't feel well, or I'm going through this unexplained health issue, and the labs come back normal. And even though you know instinctively deep down what you're going through isn't normal. And what the doctor is unintentionally saying, in effect, is that you're a lot like the other sick people that make the population of this lab reference range. Other than cholesterol and vitamin D are standardized, the rest are based on an average of sick people. So in functional medicine, we use a much thinner range within that larger reference range of people that live long, healthy, vibrant lives. So if you take that reference range and kind of tighten it up within that range of people that live long, healthy lives, that's what we're comparing your numbers to, not just this average of people with health problems. So a functional blood chemistry analysis can really give insight into why you're going through your health problems, why you feel the way that you do. And it's not just because you're just depressed or just getting older or just need to lose weight. There's real core physiological reasons that need to be investigated, and not just look for the highs and lows and the bold fonts of the lab and then labeled with the disease and give you a medication and see you in 6 months. Ultimately, we need to dig deeper. And that kind of brings me to the second thing that we do differently in functional medicine, and that is that we run more comprehensive labs. So we look at underlying detoxification problems. We look at genetic polymorphisms, which we'll talk about in a minute, that inhibits the body's ability to detox. We talk about microbiome, gut dysfunctions, hormonal imbalances, toxins, nutrient deficiencies, just to name a few. The reason why these things are typically not looked at in the mainstream model of care is because it doesn't change the medication that they're going to give you. So it's superfluous lab testing. If they run all the functional medicine labs, the end result, they're going to say this is great clinical information, but the end result's still going to be that medication. It's still the antidepressant or the blood pressure medication or the statin drug or the diabetic medication or whatever medication goes along with the ICD-10 code that you are then labeled with. We want to look at what's the root issue of why you're going through what you're going through, which for most of us, if not all, is not due to a medication deficiency. Nobody's sick from a lack of pharmaceuticals in their body. And the third thing we do differently is we realize we're all different. So there's not a cookie cutter, one size fits all approach to getting well. And what works for one person, even with the same health problem, can work for them, but then flare the next person up and not do any considerable difference in the next person. So we try not to have a bias as to, this is what somebody with adrenal fatigue or thyroid problems or immune problems or inflammatory problems or brain problems or digestive problems. Everybody can have the superficial surface of the level have similarities, but their underlying root issues can be different from person to person, and typically are. So we use food as medicine. We customize food protocols. We find out what your body loves, what your body hates, provide recipes and meal plans, eating out guides suited to you and your needs, and herbal botanical medicines to deal with these root functional issues, and lifestyle modifications like stress management, sleep issues, exercise, things like that, to really comprehensively deal with why you're going through what you're going through. So that's my long-winded soapbox of what functional medicine is. And again, we see patients around the world via webcam and phone consultations. My doctorate is from Southern California University of Health Sciences in LA, and my postdoctorate is in functional medicine and clinical nutrition through the Institute for Functional Medicine and Functional Medicine University. So that's my postdoctorate education and training. Let's talk about detoxing, guys. That's what the people that are listening right now, and then those of you that are watching on replay are here to learn about. I think this time of the year is a good time to start about it, and we all want to kind of start the new year off on the right foot. But how do you make your life a detox? How do you make your life a cleanse? So instead of doing this 2-week cleanse of this or a 4-week detox cleanse of that, let's make your life a cleanse. Let's make this an intentional lifestyle instead of another program for you to add to your list of things that haven't worked for you who has came and went and has failed you, or you didn't finish out the right way. Let's get to the root cause here. Make your life a detox, making your life a cleanse. So here are my favorite tips to decrease toxins from your life. So first of all, what's toxins? Toxins, there are millions of toxins that prior to World War II weren't on the human landscape. So this is a rather modern phenomenon. So our genetics, our genes, our DNA, our bodies are living in a whole new world, relatively speaking. And that's in part why you see people getting diagnosed with type 2 diabetes when they're kids now. What was once adult onset diabetes, kids have it at school age. Autoimmune disease is what was once, rare is now commonplace. It is ubiquitous in our modern society. There's over 140 autoimmune diseases and growing. 50 million Americans have autoimmune diseases. Millions more have autoimmune inflammatory spectrum problems. Type 2 diabetes, 50% of the United States is type 2 diabetic, pre-diabetic. I can go on and on. Thyroid problems are one of the biggest health problems in the world. Exhaustion, fatigue, brain fog is so common that I hear about it on an hourly basis. And people think what's common is normal. Just because something's common doesn't make it normal. And you do not have to settle for these manageable, reversible, improvable health problems. And in part, all of these problems have one thing in common, and that's toxins and inflammation. So we're talking about toxins today, and toxins is one factor to these health problems, and it's a good place to start in the new year. So first thing, if you want to make your life a detox, make your life a cleanse, clean with green products. So the things you clean your house with, it is amazing what can be put on the market in the United States. A lot of you listening right now in Europe and in other countries in Europe and in other places around the world, these things are not legal. But in the United States, almost anything can be legal in cleaning products, and we'll talk about other products that this is true for as well. So known carcinogens, no endocrine disruptors are in the product. So go for non-toxic products. The Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, has great resources for their cleaning resource. You can type in the cleaning product that you have and then kind of say, okay, where does yours add up? But basically, if it's a mainstream product, chances are it's going to be toxic. If you kind of smell and it smells completely synthetic or fragranced, it is something that you want to just dump out. I would throw it in the trash, find out the best non-toxic way to recycle it, get rid of it. If the good rule of thumb here is if you can't eat it, or if you can't be around it and consume it or put it on your skin, you shouldn't be using it in your house. The things that people breathe in, the things that they have on their skin when they're washing, it's messing up their health in part. So look for the EWG resource guide online, and also look for things labeled non-toxic at your store. Whole Foods has great things. Target has a growing amount of good things for those of you in the United States, non-toxic options out there. Number 2 is use natural cosmetics, fragrances, and beauty products. So this is probably more important than the cleaning products, because people are using it on a daily basis. Your skin is your largest organ. If you cannot eat it, you shouldn't be putting it on your skin. So read the labels. There are known carcinogens, known endocrine disruptors allowed in cosmetics and beauty products and in fragrances in the United States that you're going to have to take the due diligence for yourself and know what you're putting on your skin and in your house. The government's not going to do it for you. The industry's not going to do it for you. You need to take responsibility for you and your family and their health. So again, the EWG has the Skin Deep initiative, great resource online. Mind Body Green, I'm a course instructor for them. They have great information online as well. And our website at drwillcole.com. You can look there as well for great evidence-based research on the topic as well. I've written about toxins a lot. For fragrances, you can do essential oils. So doTERRA or Young Living or even Whole Foods has some brands there. You can use essential oils, which smells really good. It probably lasts longer than a fragrance does anyways. Better quality. The next thing to make your life a cleanse is supporting methylation. What is methylation? Methylation is a big biochemical superhighway that happens a billion times every second. It makes for healthy brain function, gut function, detoxification pathways. It makes for health. It protects your DNA. It's why we don't get cancer. So methylation, super important. And when it's not working well, problems can arise. So there's a few things. Number 1 is your life a cleanse. You could know your genetic weaknesses there. We run methylation tests. People that have things like MTHFR gene mutations, I have that as well. So knowing your genetic weaknesses, if your body's not that good at detoxing, basically, you can support those genetic weaknesses. And also, just in general, support methylation. So what are the best methylators? What are the best foods to help with methylation? Number 1 would be grass-fed beef. For all the vegetarians and vegans out there, I'm sorry, there's just no other way around it. The most bioavailable source of activated B vitamins is going to be in grass-fed beef, and even better than that would be organ meat, liver. I was a vegan for over 10 years. I've written about it on our blog. I have a heart for that. There's definitely ways we can go around it if that is a religious conviction that you have, or if you're doing it for ethical reasons. We can talk about supplementation, but food is primary, and if you cannot get these nutrients in ample amounts through foods, we have to ask the question, is this best for your body then? But that's a different live feed. I'm not here to convince anybody, I'm just here to provide you with facts. So methylation is best when it comes from ample amounts of activated B vitamins in the form of real foods. So liver and grass-fed beef is good, but for everybody, you should be eating more vegetables without a doubt. And that's the best methylators is going to be grass-fed vegetables. We don't have grass-fed vegetables, do we? No. It's sulfur-rich vegetables like onions and garlic and broccoli. Those are great methylators. And also, my phone's going to die on me. No. And also, green leafy vegetables. Spinach and kale and all those Swiss chard and kohlrabi. These are great methylators. You should be eating 6 to 9 cups of those a day. So whether you're steaming them or having them raw or in smoothies, get more of those. So also, if you're making your life a cleanse, ditch Teflon cookware. This is, again, known health problems along with Teflon. You shouldn't be using them. You should be using cast iron skillets. You should be using non-toxic cookware. So just because it's convenient and just because it's sold around the world, this Teflon cookware should not be used. It is not healthy. So make your life a cleanse. Eat detoxifying food. Eat foods that upregulate what are called phase 2 and phase 3 liver detoxification pathways, which is long-winded functional medicine jargon for cleansing your body out. So what are the best detox foods. I would say garlic, which is also helping methylation. So garlic is great. Cilantro is great. So you can add cilantro to salads. You can add cilantro to smoothies. You could get cilantro in supplement form if you wanted that. Spirulina is also another good detoxer, and sage is also another good detoxifier. So that is my top detoxing, make your life a cleanse tips. And I have more of those on our blog, which if you just look at the comment section below, we put the link to the article so you can read my full list for ways to make your life a cleanse. And once you get on the website, you can see the video course there as well if you want to learn even more advanced functional medicine tips to decrease inflammation and balance your immune system. Or maybe you want to learn about hormonal health and brain health and digestive health. We have all those advanced learning tools for you on drwillcole.com. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you for those of you who are watching this on replay as well. And for those of you who want to talk more specific to your case, we offer free webcam or phone evaluations for people around the world. So you can do that at drwillcole.com, or you can give us a call, or if you're in the United States or Canada, you can call 724-772-9833. For the rest of you outside of those areas, we can just do it through the website and we'll email you. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. See you next time on Facebook Live.